Hey everyone, before we get started with today's video, if you forgot to use a referral code when you signed up for Uber to get your bonus or guarantee of up to $1,000, then here's how to apply my referral code so you can still get some extra money. Here's the steps. So 1, open the Uber app. Next, click your photo or the 3 lines at the top corner. Click earnings. Click help or question mark. Click account and payment, then referrals, and this step is really important. Click invited driver, report my missing or incorrect driver referral, and then click send a message. And for the invite code, use G4QA5UE. Friend's name, yours truly, Gregory Wave, GREGORY WAVE, like wave. The phone number is 815-847-0184, and the email is gregwave@yahoo.com. And for the details, you can just say something like, my good friend Gregory referred me to drive for Uber. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Rideshare Hub. This is a very interesting video. I'm sure a lot of you got the email from the Uber CEO. A very interesting email. Yeah, I honestly wanted to go over this with you guys because this is like pretty insane what we're actually seeing right now. So let's jump right into this. This is what the email says. I wanted to personally reach out after a confusing, stressful week for you and other California drivers. I recognize that the possibility of Uber and other ride-sharing platforms shutting down could not have come at a worse moment, so I wanted to tell you what it is we are fighting so hard for. Last week's potential shutdown was due to a court order based on AB 5. We've talked a lot about that. Passed by the California legislature, which prohibits rideshare drivers from working as independent contractors. Those in favor of AB 5 say that all drivers should be employees in order to get more benefits and stronger protections. We agree that the status quo isn't working. I have to laugh at that because I feel like he's only saying that because he's like in hot water, you know. It just doesn't seem like something he would ever really. I don't think he's ever said anything like that before, like, hey, listen, the way we're doing things isn't working. I think it's always been what we're doing is working, either get with it or there's the door. Basically, we've got millions more drivers, we're not stressing it. Like, I don't know, I just thought that was funny. But we don't think that you should be forced into traditional employment to get these benefits and protections. With employment, Uber would look like every other job. You'd likely have to apply to drive, and only 10 to 30% of drivers on the road today would be hired. Most likely, earnings would be fixed, schedules would be set, and using multiple apps would not be allowed. I spoke with drivers about this recently, and they told me this is not what they want. You can watch the clip here. And that's just a link to the clip. This is why Prop 22 is on the ballot. Prop 22 protects your right to choose flexible work as an independent contractor while providing new benefits. So that's what I thought from day one. And I've said this in almost every video that, like, as much as I, like, honestly can't stand Uber and Lyft most of the time, and if you've seen enough of my videos, I'm, like, usually going on rants about them, I actually really agree with them here. I don't like the way Uber and Lyft does things. I don't at all. But this would be honestly the ultimate blow. If this happens, I'm indefinitely quitting if they would even still want me, you know? What I've wondered a lot about is, like, let's say that it comes down to it and they can only keep 10 to 30% of drivers on the road. So it's not even that they hire anyone, they just can only keep 10 to 30% of drivers. How would that be based off? Would veteran drivers for once have a benefit towards all their long years of driving and going for a 5-star rating? Maybe. And what's interesting about that is, like, I don't think a lot of the veterans would stay. I think most guys that have done like 3 or 4 years would actually be the first ones to kind of completely quit. I know I'd be one of the first people to quit, and I've had, I think, 4 or 5 years on the app now, give or take. And to me, it just, this wouldn't be worth it. Like, let's talk about this. Fixed earnings. I already hate that. I've been really vocal about that. I like being able to try to shoot for 20 plus an hour. That would kill a lot of my motivation if there would be no point in going for it. Schedules would be set. That's easily the worst part. That is like the most horrible thing that could happen for this app. I have loved these Uber and Lyft for years because it allowed me to pursue what I wanted to do on my own time. I could have the most crazy berserk schedule, and I could find 3 hours a day to still drive and make some decent money, you know, and it wasn't always a life-changing amount, but it got me by. It allowed me to do what I wanted to do. So to me, if it sets schedules, I'm indefinitely out. There's no way I'm hanging around for set schedules. And using multiple apps would not be allowed. This wouldn't be the end of the world. It'd probably be the end of Lyft, though, because Uber just has a way bigger base, and most veteran drivers, I think, would stick with Uber. Obviously, that would depend on the market, and we've all known there's always been those Lyft drivers that have been very particular about only driving for Lyft and not Uber, and I've never been opposed to that. I just think you're losing out on a lot of money. I think Uber is definitely the way to make more money. I've heard there's some markets where Lyft is better. I've yet to see that personally. But yeah, so those are the main changes, and they're all horrible. They're all horrible changes. I can't really understand why any of you would actually want that. And in this case, if you're California, I honestly would agree with the Uber CEO. I would literally vote for Prop 22. So what does Prop 22 guarantee? Prop 22 guarantees minimum earnings. It guarantees new health benefits for drivers who drive at least 15 hours a week, occupational accident insurance to cover injuries and illnesses on the job. I think those 3 things are the only things it really needs. This is one of the first things that they have pushed that I've actually really been on board for. The guaranteed minimum earnings, I would be curious to hear how that actually works, but my guess would be that if you work X amount of hours, and I'm guessing they're going to make something that proves that you had activity and were at least trying to get rides, you're going to get probably guaranteed minimum earnings. There's been days where this actually would have been nice for me. Here's where I don't think it'll work. I don't think it'll be hourly based. I think it'll be based on the day. So let's put it this way. If you work 8 hours one day, and my thing is the minimum earnings will probably be $12 to $13 an hour, and you don't make $13 an hour, let's say you make $10 an hour, I think they're going to total the amount and figure out what it would have been like if you had made $13 an hour that whole day, and then cover the difference. Here's what it'll look like the retroactive referral code, which is active right now and you should go do. There's the bonus, and then there's the guarantee. The bonus is just, hey, you get $500 for this. Awesome. The guarantee is, hey, if you don't make $500 in your first X amount of rides, we'll cover the difference. Doesn't mean they're giving you $500. It means that if you make $400, they'll give you another $100. So if you made $100 in a day and at $13 an hour, you would have made $120. Horrible example, but bear with me. You would get an extra $20 for that day. So it'll be nice. I don't think it'll do that much. If you're a good enough driver, you usually know how to make $15 an hour, and I don't see how they would make the minimum earnings $15 an hour. I would be floored if they did. Let's just put it that way. The new health benefits, awesome. Will they be good? I highly doubt it. The occupational accident insurance might actually be like the best part of this in reality, but I have no idea what this is going to look like yet. I just don't anticipate it looking good. Prop 22 will give you more benefits while letting you continue to work whenever, wherever, and however you want. That's why 72% of drivers and delivery people support Prop 22, and why we are fighting so hard for it. You'll be hearing more from us over the next few weeks as we continue our efforts to protect independent work in California. If you want to learn more about Yes on Prop 22, you can join more than 97,000 other drivers by signing up here today and every other day. Thank you for all you do, Dara, CEO. So interesting. All in all, I would say vote Prop 22. You definitely want your freedoms for this job. It's just not worth it if you don't get those freedoms. It's seriously not. So I'm all for it. I'm actually all in for it. If I didn't live in Arizona and I lived in California, I'd vote on it. I would say that a lot of the reason why I would encourage California people to vote on it is this will go to other states if it gets passed. You don't want this to pass. It'll change Uber and Lyft forever. Like, it really is probably a make or break moment for the companies, Uber and Lyft. So I think it's really worth checking out, guys. I would definitely look into it and give it a shot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Make sure you check out the retroactive referral code. It's so worth it. It's good money. It's easy money. If you haven't done it yet, link in the description. It's so fast. Just try it. See if it works. So I will talk to you guys soon and have a killer week.